What's up folks, GameRex here, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm gonna react to the Spinosaurus vs T-Rex fight, cause there's a lot of debates on this dinosaur fight, and today I'm gonna find out who's the real winner, so let's jump in! Alright.
Hello and welcome to the fight of the century. Today in our ring is Tyrannosaurus Rex, the king of all dinosaurs that lived on Earth about 70 million years ago.
Oh no. Alright, so there's a lot wrong here in the first 10 seconds of the video. The first thing I want to point out here is the video says the T-Rex lived around 70 million years ago. That's actually very wrong. I think that most of you know when the T-Rex lived, but it was around 66 million years ago during the late Cretaceous. It was actually one of the last dinosaurs who actually lived till the extinction event. That's actually really nice. And also you could hear the T-Rex really roar at the top of its lungs. Well, in reality, dinosaurs couldn't roar like mammals do today. We mammals have a vocal cord that's called a larynx. Birds are modern day dinosaurs. They have a vocal cord that's it's called a syrinx, which can produce those complex songs and calls that birds can make. But dinosaurs didn't have that either. So it's kind of a mystery which sounds they made, but they were not that very loud actually. I think the most accurate sound recreation of dinosaurs will be hisses and growls like modern day crocodiles, but still we don't know for sure.
T-Rex was one of the largest terrestrial predators ever existed.
It was not just one of the largest predators ever to exist, but it was the largest land predator to exist in terms of mass. So yes, T-Rex is the biggest land predator ever.
And its name, Rex, means a king. And right. A round of applause for its opponent, Spinosaurus.
Don't tell me it's the freaking Monsters Resurrected design. I'm absolutely losing my mind. There's so much wrong with this Spinosaurus design. This is literally a Monsters Resurrected plus Jurassic Park in one video. I can't do this anymore. So there's a lot wrong with this Spinosaur design. The legs first should be shorter, the tail should be a lot more bulkier, and the overall design of the Spinosaurus is just so bad. Even his back sail on his back is not a perfect semicircle, it needs to be a little bit more rough. And what's up with the spikes? It even has spikes on its freaking sail. What's going on here?
A dinosaur that's 20 million years older than T-Rex.
So they say the Spinosaurus is 20 million years older than T-Rex, and in this video they like to point out that T-Rex lived around 70 million years ago, which is wrong. So that means the Spinosaur lived 90 million years ago? That's wrong. I think the most accurate depiction of the time when Spinosaurus lived is, I think, 93 to 99 million years ago, somewhere in between that, but it's not 90 million years ago.
It can be recognized by the sail on its back. With its help, the Spinosaurus could scare away predators and appear even larger than it actually was.
Wait, what do you mean scare away predators? Spinosaurus is literally the largest predator found in its region, the Kemkem beds. So how do you need to wear off bigger predators? They really make it sound like Spinosaurus is prey. What are you doing?
And with that sail and tail, it was one of the few dinosaurs that could swim.
Well, it was not one of the few dinosaurs it could swim. Well, probably all dinosaurs could swim, but it's one of the few dinosaurs that's actually confirmed to be semi-aquatic. And why should it use its sail to swim through the water? It already has super powerful limbs and a very muscular tail to paddle itself through the water. So why would it need a sail?
We'll have 5 rounds plus a bonus round. The challengers will get 1 point for each round, and then they will step into the ring for a final battle. The first round is size.
Alright, the first round is size. There's no battle here. T-Rex overall is bigger in terms of mass. Spinosaurus will win this in terms of length, but I don't know.
The biggest individual of T-Rexes was Scotty. Its legs alone were taller than a basketball hoop. And if T-Rex straightened its back, it would be taller than a 4-story building, bigger than the tallest diving board at the Olympics.
I think that was the most goofy animation I ever saw. Why would it jump into the water like that? And for God's sake, stop screaming at the top of your lungs for 1 second. You couldn't roar.
It's the height of almost 7 adults. Its feet left footprints on the ground the size of a large dog. And although its forelimbs were only 3.5 feet long, T-Rex remained the most dangerous dinosaur of its time. Spinosaurus walked and ran, leaning toward the ground. It was longer than a school bus.
I don't know if Spinosaur was a very good runner because it had relatively large arms and relatively short legs compared to its body. So I think Spinosaurus wouldn't be that great at running, but yeah, still.
Its skull was one of the largest of any dinosaur that ever existed,
Yeah,
and looked like the skull of a modern crocodile. It was up to 5 feet long.
It was
Spinosaurus had a sail on its back the size of an adult human. Its hind legs were much smaller than those of T-Rex, and were only 25% of the length of the entire Spinosaurus body. Its tail was elongated and more massive than that of T-Rex.
Yeah, that's actually correct here. It's actually correct what they're saying. Because Spinosaurus was more front heavy, the tail needs to be heavier as well. It needs to be more muscular.
The tail at the back had to balance the heavy body in front.
Yeah.
So, Spinosaurus was bigger than T-Rex.
I think what they like to say is Spinosaurus was longer than T-Rex, not bigger, because T-Rex is overall a bigger carnivore than Spinosaurus.
And the first point goes to it.
Wrong.
1-0. Moving on to the next category. Wait, no, I mean how heavy.
T-Rex
If we put
is-
T-Rex on one scale, we would need at least 4 big SUVs to balance it out. 14 tons.
Okay, T-Rex was very heavy, but not 14 tons, a little bit too much. No, I think the biggest specimens of T-Rex could actually grow to around 10 tons, which is bigger than an African elephant actually, but not 14 tons. I think that's too heavy.
The heaviest land animal is the African elephant, but it loses to the ancient dinosaur twice. But for its bones, the weight could have been even greater. They were hollow, so T-Rex could stay fast and agile.
Yeah, that's actually very, very absurd about the T-Rex. It is a very bulky dinosaur, but it's abnormally agile.
Otherwise, it would be almost twice as heavy and way slower. When Spinosaurus ran after its prey, it caused a small earthquake. Its
Why does it jump into the air like that? Oh, this is great. Absolutely.
weight was one SUV more than T-Rex's,
Wrong.
about 18 tons.
No, Spinosaurus was not heavier than T-Rex. That's actually not correct. Oh, I forgot what the weight was of Spinosaurus. I think it was around 8 to 9 tons. It was a little bit smaller than T-Rex.
And just like T-Rex, Spinosaurus had hollow bones, but it was still heavier than a large cargo helicopter. So in this round, Spinosaurus wins again,
No.
and the score is now 2-0.
No,
And the next round is agility. Spinosaurus's top speed was about 21 miles per hour.
21 miles per hour. Well, I'm not American, so I'm just gonna do it with the kilometers. 33 kilometers per hour. I think for a dinosaur that has relatively short limbs, or relatively short legs, I think that's not very accurate. The Spinosaurus was actually a little bit slower than that. It was actually 15 miles per hour, which is around 24 kilometers per hour, I think.
In general, modern dogs can run at this speed. The fastest man in the world, Usain Bolt, can reach speeds of 27 miles per hour.
Yeah, so Usain Bolt would actually outrun the Spinosaurus, I think. But I think the Spinosaurus would last longer. It could run longer than Usain Bolt.
So, Spinosaurus could catch up with him over a long distance.
Yeah.
But Spinosaurus was also one of the few dinosaurs that could swim.
Again, Spinosaurus was not one of the only dinosaurs that could swim. All dinosaurs could swim. This video is so stupid.
This gave it the ability to eat fish and the ancestors of modern stingrays. And if Spinosaurus was cornered by other predators, it could always escape and hide in the water.
Well, I don't think the Spinosaurus used the water to hide and escape from. I don't think it's that, because Spinosaurus was the biggest predator in its region. I mean, Spinosaurus did coexist with Carcharodontosaurus and big crocodiles like Stomatosuchus, but I don't think it would use the water to hide or escape. I don't think it's that easy for Spinosaurus.
At the same time, T-Rex could only walk on the water as deep as its legs would allow.
No. I think that's very interesting about a T-Rex, actually. I wrote a very interesting article about that on Quora, or I don't know how you want to call that site, but T-Rex was actually a very effective swimmer. I mean, look at those hind legs. It probably had one of the strongest hind legs of any theropod, and with such strong legs, you could swim so much, so easy. Even in water, it could defend itself very effectively, I think. I mean, with that massive head. I mean, T-Rex had the strongest bite force of any land animal ever. So, in the water, you probably don't want to mess with a T-Rex as well.
Scientists argue how fast T-Rex could run. Some say it was 11 miles per hour. In that case, Usain Bolt could easily run away from it.
Well, let's say Usain Bolt would still get eaten because a T-Rex was built for long distance running. So I think on a long distance, Usain Bolt would always be a snack for the Rex. I think 70 miles per hour is a very accurate depiction of how of the top speed of T-Rex, because it wasn't a very fast runner actually. It's actually very slow.
Another estimate is 45 miles per hour.
Okay, that's a little bit too much. If T-Rex would have run at that speed, like in Jurassic Park, it would have broken its legs. It would not survive that.
At that speed, T-Rex could get from New York to Philadelphia in about 2 hours. It was as fast as a modern car.
Man.
If you met a T-Rex in a safari jeep, chances are you wouldn't escape from it.
Yeah, but you would escape from a T-Rex in a safari jeep because it was not that fast.
Also, T-Rex was very maneuverable. It used its tail to keep its balance.
Yeah, it was
and by
very
turning its tail, it could turn and change direction very quickly. For that speed and agility, T-Rex gets its first score, 2-1, in favor of Spinosaurus.
Yeah, they're right.
And we move on. Strategy. The strategy of Spinosaurus is hard to determine because of the variety of its food. It's somewhat similar to grizzly bears. Spinosaurus mostly fed on fish, and it got its food by grabbing small fish, rays, and other marine animals.
Well, that's actually pretty much correct. Studies have shown that the jaws of Spinosaurus were not that very well made for torsion and struggling prey. Instead, it had these sharp conical teeth that were very useful to catch slippery prey like fish. So I don't think Spinosaurus would actively hunt its prey on land, because its skull could not resist that much movement of the struggling prey, but I think it would scavenge some carcasses. But I think its diet would mostly exist of fish. If I'm wrong, someone let me know in the comments, because I don't know everything about Spinosaurus.
Yes, these dinos waited until some larger predators had finished their meal and feasted on leftovers. The main tool of Tyrannosaurus was the jaw.
Yeah.
It had the power of a crocodile's bite.
Well, it did not have the power of a crocodile's bite. It would easily pass the crocodile's bite. T-Rex had a bite of 12,000 psi. Biggest bite force of any land predator or any land animal that ever lived. If a T-Rex was about to eat you and it used all its force of its jaws, it would literally just snap you in half, in 2 pieces, with ease.
That means it could easily break even very large bones, and you wouldn't be safe even if you were sitting in a car.
Yeah, I think with that 12,000 psi, it would easily crush a car.
It had powerful limbs and a tail. It used them to knock the opponents off their feet and then hold them motionless on the ground.
Well, there's not very big evidence for T-Rex using its tail for combat. It would be very fragile and not very strong to do that. It would probably break its tail if it used it to slap Spinosaurus.
So T-Rex was a more brutal and capable fighter. It gets a point for that, and the score becomes tied.
Yeah, I think in terms of combat, the T-Rex would win actually. Because, yeah, T-Rex is more built for a terrestrial lifestyle than Spinosaurus. Although I think Spinosaurus could win the fight in the water.
2-2. And now it's time for the bonus round, the Audience Choice Award. Meanwhile, dinos are having a little break. T-Rex is a true pop culture star. You may have seen it in movies, games, and even memes. Once, T-Rex's face was even on postage stamps. And the world's most famous fossils, of course, it's T-Rex skeleton in the American Museum of Natural History. But such popularity led to many myths about it. T-Rex could see motionless objects. You couldn't get away from it by just standing still.
No, that's actually right. T-Rex had incredibly binocular vision. Its field of view overlapped. Actually, I think the T-Rex had the most effective vision of any land animal ever. Studies have shown the vision of a T-Rex is greater than a modern birds of prey. And modern birds of prey, you know, they have very good eyesight.
What's more, its eyesight was 13 times better than humans, and its sense of smell was excellent. It could track you like a hound dog.
Well, it would track you better than a dog, because a dog usually follows its nose around. Another fun fact about the T-Rex, its nose is also very effective. It has one of the best and biggest noses of any land animals, so it not only had a great vision, but it would also smell you from a longer distance.
T-Rex, Spinosaurus is neither a movie nor a museum star.
No, Spinosaurus is more famous because of Jurassic Park 3 and because of Monsters Resurrected, but still, Spinosaurus is quite a popular dinosaur. I mean, there are a lot of people which actually love Spinosaurus. Well, mostly because of Jurassic Park, but still, just like David Hone said, T-Rex would always win. I think on land the T-Rex would always win. In water, the fight may become more interesting, but I think the T-Rex would win 90% of the time because it was overall just a better fighter and had more effective, weaponry. Ladies and gentlemen, I think our video is done. If you want to see more from my channel, then click the subscribe button and have a look at the channel. And if you like the video, then drop a like. That will be very, very awesome. And I'll see you the next time. Ciao!